gaze flickered to the small, black, heavy-duty plastic case I clutched tightly in my right hand.
Do you have the inventaire détaillé?
Of course. I passed over the sheets of paper describing in French the gold aquamanile. The document was stamped by the San Francisco French consulate and included an appraiser's certificate as well as a copy of the bill of sale to Madame Aurora Deauville, citizen of France and resident of Paris. Antoine's finger tapped on the top document.
What is this, aquamanile?
I shifted the case to my left hand, flexing my right fingers, being careful to keep the case out of sight, held between me and the examination table. An aquamanile is a form of ewer, usually made of metal, used for the ritual washing of hands by a priest or other liturgical person. They were very common in medieval times. Antoine's eyes widened as he stared at the black case.
It is a religious artifact you have?
I gave him a crooked smile. Not really. Rumor has it that aquamaniles were sometimes used in, dark practices. He stared.
Dark practices?
I took in his raised eyebrows and smiled sympathetically. Demons, I said succinctly. Aquamaniles such as this are said to have been used by powerful mages to raise the demon princes. I didn't think his eyes could open any wider, but at the word demon, they all but popped out of his head.
Demon princes?
He asked, his voice a hoarse whisper. I shifted the case again and leaned forward, speaking quickly, aware that a faint note of desperation had tinged my voice. You know, Satan's big guns, the head honchos of hell, the demon lords. Anyone can raise a demon, but it takes a special person with special powers to raise a demon lord. Antoine blinked. Yeah, I know. I think it's a bit out there, too. But you'd be surprised what people believe. Even so. It's a fascinating subject. I've made quite a study of demons. Not that I believe they really exist outside of man's imagination, and found there are whole cults revolving around the idea of demons and the power they wield over mortals. I heard there's a group in San Francisco that is trying to get a demon elected into public office. Like anyone would notice. The blinking stopped. Antoine stared at me with a blank look in his eyes. I decided my little foray into joke land was probably pushing the Anglo-Franco boundaries. Not to mention that the minutes were ticking by at an alarming rate. Yeah, well, I don't guarantee the usefulness of the items, I just deliver them. So, if everything is in order, do you think I could go? I'm supposed to get this aquamanile to its owner at 5, and it's already past 3. This is my first job as a courier, you see, and my uncle, he's my boss, told me that if I screw up this delivery, I'm off the payroll, and since a very stupid judge in California ordered me to pay my ex-husband alimony just because Alan, my ex, is a lazy slob who likes to hang around the beach and ogle the fake-boobed girls, rather than get off his surfer ass and work for a living like the rest of us, it's kind of important that I keep this job, and to keep it means I have to get the aquamanile to the woman who bought it from Uncle Damien. Antoine looked a bit stunned, until I nudged the hand that held my documents. Then he pursed his lips as he shot me a quelling glare. He nodded toward my case.
You will open it. I must examine the object and ensure it matches the pictures presented.
I stifled yet another sigh of frustration as I fished the keys out of my bag before unlocking the case. Antoine's glare turned to an open-mouthed look of wonder as I peeled back the protective foam padding and laid open the soft linen cloth that was wrapped around the aquamanile.
Sacre futur du bordel de Dieu!
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, isn't it? I looked fondly at the dragon. It was about 6 inches high, all coiled tail, gleaming scales, and glittering emerald eyes. It was one of the few dragons I'd ever seen depicted without wings. Antoine reached out to touch the golden dragon, but I quickly wrapped the linen back over it. Sorry. Look, but don't touch. His nostrils flared dramatically. I hurried to...